Hey guys, and welcome back to the Ringer 57 YouTube channel. Today's video is yet another update, but this is a big one. Okay, so we have everything on order. I've got the pigtails on order, I've got the vehicle speed sensor on order, I've got the grudge shifter on order. Those are all on the way here. That is everything we need to get Suzi-Q ready to run and ride. And if I wanted to race, but at the same time, I don't want to race on this shock anymore. It's useless, it's pointless. Especially putting even more power to it, just no point in any of it. So, let's look at what we got. As you can see, I got a laptop set up. That is because Suzi has a brain. Ignore the dripping noise. I've got a cup underneath the return line because there's no tank. So Suzi has a brain. Map is actually reading. So current map is right at about 100. Coolant temp is not reading accurately. Intake air temp is dead on. It is 74 degrees in here, bouncing-ish. Throttle position, freshly calibrated, ready to rock and roll. Battery voltage, we just got done charging it. Speed's at 0 finally. I did not do a VSS in, but at least now that it's seeing sensors, that went to 0. So that's good news. We do have our nicely twisted and heat-shrinked wires running all the way back here for the vehicle speed sensor. I still have to develop a bracket that's going to bring that up. We're going to read off of these bolts. I'll have to set up some bolts as teeth. It should read them. It can read the back of a stud. It can read the head of a bolt. I still need to hook up coolant temp sensor. It actually only needs 2 of these wires. For some reason, I thought I had 3 wire, but I do not. So this wire is just going to tag along and get terminated. I'll have extra 5-volt reference wire if I need it. I don't see me needing it. All these relays are doing their jobs. If I come up here and ground out this wire, the nitrous purge fires off, and all these wires do what they're supposed to do. One of them arms the ProMax, one of them is 12-volt signal in, and one of them fires the purge. What else do I have up there? I have a lot of things up here. Anyway, I've got my injector driver wires chilling out, waiting for the pigtails. They should be here in a couple days. TPS wires here. I still need to tuck this nice and tie it up, but other than that, we're good. Ignition wires are still chilling. Pigtails are on the way. Should be here this week. Once the grudge shifter's here, I can button up the shifter, and we should be ready to rock and roll. What we may do while we're waiting, the shock is supposed to ship out. I got a hold of Marcus, and it's supposed to ship out next week. Not really too concerned about it. I'm not going racing in this season, but what we may do is we may go to the dyno because I want to get some power numbers and kind of play with the ramp, see how it works. The biggest step of all is this. She knows when she's turning. So if I had my injectors hooked up and my coils hooked up and just stuck the freaking feed line into a bucket of gas, it would start and run perfectly, because this is the same tune we were on. The only modifications that have been made, now we have 2 ignition tables. Ignition table 1 and ignition table 3. You'll see some differences between these on the top line there. That is because above 80% throttle, my nitrous comes on, so I'm pulling 6 degrees across the board. Well, actually, it kind of ramps and pulls a whole lot more up top, but you can kind of see the trend there. Anything below that, I left the timing tables alone. I have gone to boost and advanced and table switching control. Fuel table switch is not on, but spark table switch is. It is a hardware source, and it is flex. So flex input. I could do it at RPM, KPA, TPS, but we're going to do hardware because here is my flex wire. This is going to go to the retard box activate from the ProMax. So when the ProMax fires, it will also send a ground. It'll close this to ground, grounding that signal, telling my micro, hey, switch your damn table over to 3. When it switches to 3, it'll pull timing and we won't blow our engine up, hopefully. We will go out and do some baby pulls with that set at like 10% on the nitrous, maybe. Just to verify, one, the speed sensor works. We'll set it way high and get it at like between 45 and 55, spray the nitrous, and we'll ramp a little ramp in and see if it works. That'll verify our VSS. We'll also turn the bottle off. Go out and do the same hit. And if the bottle pressure drops, well, the line pressure drops, it should cut the nitrous out, stop switching maps, and just go. That'll be another verification. May also change out the fuel pills. Okay, put one size smaller fuel pill in it. See if it, when it fires and hits and realizes it's lean, will it, one, correct enough? Shouldn't. Or two, go into a lean cut. I could do that easily enough by going into the table too and pulling some fuel. So, we want lean cut. We want everything to work. It should rock and roll, guys. The only wiring I did not run yet is the headlight. That is 2 wires, one to the ground up front, one back to the fuse box, and I'm not 100% sure I want to do that yet. I'm probably going to have to put it on a switch. Because you got to keep in mind, guys, I don't have a charging system. So that headlight's going to draw voltage, and it's going to draw it pretty quickly. So, do I really need it? I may have it up there on a switch. That way on the return lane, I can kick it on, ride back to the pits, and be done. In any case, this is where we're at with Suzi. I've got a few more things to drop. I've got to run this plug up to a fused source. I didn't hook up compressor. No, yep. I still got the compressor wiring up front. Got to run it up front to the compressor trigger and ground that as well. So it's all pretty simple, guys. We're cakewalking. So another day of wiring to have it running. I can have it running tomorrow. Not tomorrow, sorry. I got components on the way. So another day of wiring if I had the components. So when the components get here, we'll get it fired up. You probably won't see an update for a few days. We're just chilling. Gonna take a weekend off. I got to work tomorrow, and then Sunday is an off day, and I probably won't touch Suzi at all. I may tomorrow night hook up that coolant temp sensor and call it a day at that. I do need to get a spade connector because this is functional. So if you watch, dang, air fuel ratio, if I touch this wire, bam, 19.5, 22, it's poor connection, it's going through my finger. There, 22.3. And if I put gas, say propane, in the exhaust, that will go all the way down to 10.0 or lower, depending on how long I stick it in there. And if I click the clicker, it'll whoomp, and it'll go back to 22.3. So it's working perfectly. I've got 2 wires going into that. We are going to be paralleling off of that one feed to feed the Promax and the Micro. I hope you guys enjoyed this chat. It's 7.5 minutes. Oh shit, we're going on 8. I really wish I could edit my videos, but I tried again today and it's crap, and tried it again yesterday, it's crap. So whenever it starts to work, we'll go with it. Other than that, we're rocking and rolling, guys. We're ready to go. So next update video, I should have Suzi started. Because the first thing I'm going to do is get the Bosch 211 hooked up and the injectors. From that point, we can start. All day long, we can start it. Should be push the button and go. Let's go offline. And we're done. Have a beautiful evening, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking in there with me.